Jessica. I just wanted to say that I thought that you did a really great job on your activity. It was really well thought out and very clear. I am also hoping to go into an elementary counseling position since I'm already working in a primary school and I'm certified K through 12. So it makes sense, like you said, to stay in that same age group. So hopefully I'll be able to, work with that age group because I've been around them so much. I feel comfortable with them. And I know you said you had an interview for a job, so good luck on that. Hopefully you'll hear back from them soon. But throughout your videos, just really, it was great. And there were so many things that I liked and agreed with. So I'll just start by sharing what I think about it. So you said that, when you were working with students for like the first time or the first couple of times that you would start off working with them individually and you would set goals when you were working with them individually in that time. And I think that's great. I think that's how you should start out your sessions with students so that you can set your goal and use that to build on where you need to get or where the student needs to be. I liked how you said you would help the students come up with their goals instead of you just making up their goals, especially, for the upper elementary students. I think that it will make them excited and that you will be like, oh, that's such a great goal. Let's just say it this way. And then the student will be like, oh, yeah, that's even better. And they'll be excited because, when they're in elementary school, they're really excited to be there. Especially just having that one-on-one attention with somebody. Most of the students really like it. So I think setting the goal with the student and the student helping you come up with it is a great way to get the lesson started or the session started and, building that foundation with them. Another thing that I love that you said was that in those individual lessons or sessions, you would incorporate creative arts like drawing. And I think that would be so beneficial for younger students, like maybe in kindergarten or, even fourth and fifth grade, because I know that they are so creative. So it would be helpful for students all over elementary school. I think that it's beneficial for students to see their thinking. They're thinking it in their head, but a lot of times it's just so much easier for younger students to put it on paper and visually see it. So I think that's a great way, for students to say, okay, this is my goal and I'm going to draw a picture of my goal. And then, I was thinking throughout the sessions that you have with that student or whatever, they could add to that picture or keep drawing pictures to say how they're going to reach that end goal. So I really liked how you said that. I think that would be very great for them to do, and they'll be excited to come and like add to their picture or draw another one. And either you could keep it or they can keep it and show their parents when they get home so that they have something to show them and to know what, you talked about in your session with them. So I really liked how you did that. Let's see. Another thing is that you said that you will want to keep parents involved by giving them extra resources in subject areas that the student may need, extra help in or support in. And as a teacher right now, I would hope that the teacher would be given, the parent and the student all these resources that they can use so that, as a counselor, they wouldn't have to do that unless those resources weren't working, then the counselor could add some more. But I think that at this time, it would be very beneficial for the teacher and the counselor to collaborate to see, what resources the teacher has sent home, what's worked, what hasn't worked, because the teacher is usually more in communication with the parents anyway, hopefully on like a daily basis. So the counselor and the teacher could communicate and collaborate and see, what resources would be beneficial for that particular student and to help them become successful. So I feel like it's harder to have parent communication as much, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think parent communication as a counselor is harder than a teacher, because a teacher, calls the parent so often. I know, especially with the COVID-19 and everything, I was calling parents every single day, checking on everybody and everything. But as a counselor, there's, some things that you have to keep confidential, and, they are at a young age. So you have to, balance what you tell the parents and what you keep confidential and everything, because they are at an elementary level and they're so young. And I don't know. I was thinking throughout the lesson, maybe you could give like a checklist or something, just so the parent knows that the student met with you, if they wanted to know that. Because I know some parents seek as much help as they can, and then other parents don't want to know anything. So I guess that's where it comes into knowing your parents and working with the teacher too, to see how the parents work and what they want for their student or their child. For the group counseling, you said you would start to start off with, you would go around and let students tell you what they want to be when they grow up. And I think that's really good, so that everyone gets a chance to share what they want to be. I think that if I was going to start the lesson off that way, I would just say that there are so many things you can be when you grow up. So we're going to go around the room and let everyone share what they want to be when they grow up. You can only share one thing, your top favorite thing, and everyone will get a turn. And I think that way, if I was to say, well, you can be a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, an astronaut, all these things, if I was to list things, or a counselor was to list things, I feel like the students would say what the counselor said. So instead of giving them ideas at the very beginning of the lesson, maybe wait and let them share. And then afterwards, you could give them ideas about all the things that there is to be when you grow up. And I know some schools have career days. So maybe by that time, they'll have that career day and they'll already know so many things that they can be when they grow up. So that would be very beneficial. And I think that, I think that would be good if they had a career day, so they could see things that they could be when they grow up. And especially for the older students, like 4th and 5th grade, I know that they already kind of have an idea of what they want to be. So I think that would be great for them to go around and share, and then they could partner up, like you said, and talk about, why they want to be that, or they could talk about, what subject areas do I need to be good in order to be successful in becoming a doctor or a teacher or anything. And then I really liked how you said, they could pair it with different interests and careers, so that other students could teach another student about, that career. And then that student might be like, oh, you know what? I never knew that was like that. That's really cool. So I think that the communication within the students is very helpful too, because they're excited, they get to talk, and, communication skills are so important at an elementary level anyway. So I think it would be beneficial for the students to communicate with each other, partner up with each other, share their thoughts with each other. And I think it would just be good for them to hear from other students, instead of just sitting in their desk and being like, okay, yeah, we know all this. It's just fun for them to talk about it and dream about what they can become when they grow up. But overall, I really liked what you had to say, and your lesson ideas I thought were great. And you gave me a lot of ideas too. So good job.